Hello, we are going to go over this lesson for today. To start out, I have it up here on the whiteboard with the learning intention. Again, we're working towards solving one-step equations. A couple days ago, we went over the distributive property. Today, we're going to go over combining like terms. All right, so our success criteria states that we should be able to combine like terms. So we'll go through and we'll address what is a like term, or we'll compare some terms to see if they're like. So I'll go through, introduce that, and then we can move on to the classwork. So let's look at this right here. I pulled up the whiteboard. So if I'm combining like terms, first I got to identify what do I mean by like terms. I'll write some examples here. So that's a term, that's a term, that's a term, that's a term. Um, those together make a term. That's a term. So if I look at all these different terms, okay, if I go through and look at all of them, I realize that none of them look alike. Like for this one right here, it has an x, but this one is an x squared. Those are different. This one has an x, but this one right here has an xy. Those are different. So those are not like terms. So we talk about like terms, they have to be similar. So x and 2x would be similar, all right, because they both just have a variable x. If I look at y and y squared, those are not similar because one is y and one is y squared. If I go through and I look at 3xy and 2xy, those are similar terms because if we look at it, they both have xy. Okay, let's do another example. What if I had 3x squared and 5x squared? Those two terms are similar and they're like terms. So whenever I'm solving math problems, I could go ahead and put them together. With this, I look at this and I realize that this is x squared and that is x squared. They're similar. All right, so 3x squared and 5y squared. If you look at those are not like terms. That's x and that's y. All right, that's x squared and a y squared. Those are not similar. So if we're solving and combining like terms, if I have 3x squared plus 5x squared, I can add those. It's like if I'm saying if I have 3 apples and 5 apples and I add them together, how many apples do I have now? I have 8 apples. All right, so in this case, it's saying I have 3x squares and I have 5x squares. So then I have 8x squares. All right, if it was 3x squared plus 5y squared, could I do anything with that? Right, I couldn't because one of them has a y squared and the other one has an x squared. Those are not similar terms. I can't do anything with it. So I would have to leave it like that. If I have 8xy minus 2xy, that would give me 6xy. All right? Because like I have, again, let's say the xy represents apples. It's like I'm saying I have 8 apples. All right? And then I'm taking away 2 apples, which means I'll have 6 apples left. In this case, instead of apples, I'm using xy. All right, so let's go into a little bit more. If I did 3x minus 2y plus 8x plus 4y. And I'm supposed to solve that. This is where we come into combining like terms. So my first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and just identify the ones or the terms that are the same. I realize that that's the same, right? That's the same and that's the same because they both have x's and the other two both have y's. So what I'll do now is combine them. So when I say combine, I'm going to rearrange, okay? I'm going to rearrange my terms I'm going to rearrange my terms and put my like terms together. So that means I'm going to have to do 3x, and then the other like term was this right here, which the 8x, it's a plus 8x, so I have to put plus 8x. I want you to keep in mind that whatever sign is in front of the term, that's the sign that goes with the term. So since there was a plus 8x, then I have to put a plus 8x. And then now I have no more x's, so let me move on to my next terms. So this is minus 2y. Keep in mind, the minus was in front of the 2y, so it goes with it. And then the other y term is 4y, so plus 4y. All I did was rearrange the terms so that they're together. So I put all the x's together and all the y's together. So then if I'm going to solve this, 3x plus 8x is 11x. Minus 2y plus 4y is 2y. And then can I do anything else with this right here at the bottom? Nope, because they're different terms, so that would be my answer. Let's do this example. This is our last example. First of all, I'm going to go ahead and identify the like terms. This has a z and this has a z. So those are like terms. The 2y doesn't have a z and it's not a like term, so that stays by itself. So in order for me to solve this problem, since I've identified the like terms, I'm going to move them around so that I could put the z's together. Okay, so in that case, I'll do 3z, and then I'm going to move this 8z with it, minus 8z. Okay, it's a minus 8z. And it's minus because the sign that was in front of the 8z was minus. And then plus 2y. There are no more 2y, so I can't do anything else. If I do 3z minus 8z, I get negative 5z plus 2y. Can I do anything else with this right here? No, I can't. So that is my answer. Minus 5z plus 2y. So just to recap, whenever we are solving problems where we have to combine like terms, we want to find the ones that have the same variables, the same terms. If they don't have a variable, then they tend to be like terms. So if it was plus 3 plus 5 plus x, the 3 and the 5 would be like terms because they don't have any variable. You find the ones that are similar or alike, and then you group them, you put them with each other. All right, and then like with this question, I put the 3z and the minus 8z together because they're like terms. And then you solve them, okay? At the end of it, you probably won't do anything else to the final expression, mainly because they won't be like terms. At that point, you would have simplified. Okay, so if you have any questions, let me know. Reach out. You know my email. Just reach out. Let me know.